What up, folk? Let me turn this light down. Said I was gonna do a brief overview of the Troy Davis case. I'm looking over here. I'm trying to pull up my notes. I'll just go ahead and read the notes off right quick. Troy Anthony Davis was an American evicted and executed for the August 19th, 1989 murder of police officer Mark McPhail in Savannah, Georgia. McPhail was working as a security guard at a Burger King restaurant when he intervened to defend a man being assaulted in a nearby parking lot. During Davis's 1991 trial, several witnesses testified that they had seen Davis shoot McPhail, and two others testified that Davis had confessed to them. Although the murder weapon was not received, ballistic evidence presented at trial linked bullets recovered or near the scene to those at another shooting in which Davis was also charged. Davis was convicted of murder and various lesser charges, including the earlier shooting, and was sentenced to death in August 1991. Davis pleaded not guilty at his trial and maintained his innocence until his execution. In the 20 years between his conviction and execution, Davis and his defenders secured support from the public, from celebrities and human rights groups, Amnesty International, and other groups such as National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP. NAACP took up Davis's cause. Prominent politicians and leaders, including former President Jimmy Carter, Al Sharpton, Pope Benedict, Noble Larray, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, presidential candidate Bob Barr, and former FBI agent and a former FBI director and judge William S. Sessions called upon the courts to grant Davis a new trial and or evidentiary hearing. Evidentiary, how come I can't say that? Following the original trial, 7 key witnesses changed or recanted all or part of their testimony. A limited ability to appeal his conviction due in part to the Anti-Terrorism and Effective Death Penalty Act of 1996, Google that if you don't know what that is, was one reason cited for the international attention to the case. Prosecutors argued that it was too late to present the recantation as evidence. Recantation meaning the witnesses saying that their testimonies were false. Recantations as evidence, and his defense team failed to call a witness who did change their testimony when Davis was given an evidentiary hearing in 2010. Other arguments made Davis and his lawyers were that the racial compositions of the jury and poor advocacy from his lawyers had affected his right to a fair trial. Biased jury and stupid judges, basically. Stupid lawyers, basically what they're saying. Witnesses stated they had felt pressure by the police to implicate Davis. Now this is where it gets serious. Let me read this again. Witnesses stated that witnesses, meaning the 7 people that recanted and changed their testimonies, stated they had felt pressure by police to implicate Davis. Davis's team gathered affidavits that implicated a prosecution witness, Sylvester Red Coles, in the crime. The appeals were denied with the state and federal courts, declaring that Davis had not provided a substantive claim of innocence, and that the recantations were unpersuasive. In July 2007, September 8th, and October 8th, executions dates were scheduled, but each execution was staged shortly before it took place. On September 21st, 2011, the board refused to reconsider the decision. After the last-minute appeal in United States Supreme Court was denied, the sentence was carried out on September 21st, 2011 at 11:08 Eastern Time. That's, like I said, a brief overview of the case. I put that together, you know what I'm saying? If you want more in-depth, I suggest you either, look up the case for yourself or go to Amnesty USA's YouTube channel. They have a 4-part video on there. It's pretty good. My whole thoughts on the whole thing, what can you say? 7 other people were coerced into giving testimonies. No real evidence other than the bullet and the shell casing. Kind of crazy that they killed somebody over that little bit of, A lot of people hollering race. Has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with abuse of power by the police officers. Everybody known. It's been known for years that if you kill a cop, they coming for your head, no matter what, you know. And that's been the case for years. And it's crazy that, you know, that hunger and that thirst for revenge has killed an innocent man. That's my thoughts on the whole thing. And mixtape coming later. Monday, yay, Monday, mixtape will be finished. But until then, I'm finished. I'm gonna go get some lunch and kick back and relax for the rest of the day. I'll let y'all.